Hi kids, it's Mrs. Kudrick. It's Sunday night here in my house, but you'll probably be watching this on Monday. I want to go over our problems from the video you watched on Friday that have to do with perimeter and area. And we will be looking at this today, and we'll be starting a little bit of something else with multiplication and division for your homework for Monday night going into Tuesday. And I hope to have a live call with you on Wednesday using the Classroom Meet again. So make sure when you try to go into Classroom Meet that you're actually in your own email. If you try to go into if you like a Google search or anything else, or if you're in somebody else's email, it won't work. So make sure you go into your own email and then go into to get into your Google Meet that way through our classroom stream. I'll talk to you about that again later, though. I just hope everybody can get on this time. All right, so when we're going back to look at the problems I had in the video, we remember that perimeter is going all the way around a shape. So if you picture, and this was the example I gave you from the video on Friday. This is for number 1 that you do on your Google form. You have to count, so I would start from here. If I were a little bug and I were starting here and I had to go all the way around this shape, I'm counting how many units go all the way around. So it's almost like you're starting here and this would be 1. From here to here is 1. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 here. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So your perimeter was 20 units. Now, also, if you prefer, you can label these. You don't have to do these little half circle things, but sometimes you get confused figuring out what this actually is. So from going from this point to this point on this particular unit, you have to count from here to here, or this distance here. So you could also label these, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 units here. So when we go to figure out your perimeter, you could just say these 5 plus these 5 plus these 5 plus these 5. So perimeter, you could have said, if and I did not have you write the equation, but you could have said 5 plus 5 plus 5, excuse me, plus 5 equals 20. Or you could have done 4, the 4 sides times 5 equals 20, either one. Okay, then when you go to figure out area for this guy, you're just going to do the length times width, so 5 times 5 is 25 units squared. And you did not have to put labels on your Google form. Okay, so for this guy, for perimeter and area, it's a little bit different because instead of having one complete rectangle, it's almost like we have it looks like a swimming pool, a park and pool, and here's the baby pool, like this little extra part on here. So if you're going to count the perimeter, you have to make sure you count every single one of these linear units all the way around this shape. And I'm going to go ahead and draw these half circles again because sometimes that seems to help. So you can count, I'm just going to count around them. You could make this into an equation if you want, but since this guy is 2 different rectangles, let's just go ahead and count around. So 1, and I'm going to put a little dot here because we started there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then when you get to this corner, you go 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So your perimeter for the shape on number 3 was 24 units. And some kids, if you remember where you start from, you can just trace these and you can just count 1, 2, 3, 4. It's almost like you're tracing these lines, but sometimes the little half circles just help you figure out what you're doing. So when you go to figure out the area of this guy, you can just simply count all the units inside, or sometimes I like to look at this as 2 separate rectangles. So I'm going to make this one really dark so I can see it separately. So it kind of stands out. And then if I look at this rectangle on top, I'm going to look at this guy here. And again, you don't have to do it this way. You can simply count the square units inside. But I'm going to go ahead and figure out the area for this rectangle, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this rectangle would be 6 this way and 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would take my 6 times 4 equals 24 units squared for just this section here. And I would take this rectangle, which is 2 times 2. So the 2 times 2, as you know, is 4 units squared. So I would be adding this and this. So I could add the 24 plus the 4 and get my 24 units squared. Now, if I want to, you could call this equation, you could put these two equations together, and you don't have to. You will be doing that in 4th grade. You're not expected to do it necessarily in 3rd, but let's go ahead and look at it. So we could do this, the area of this rectangle, the 6 times 4, in parentheses, because it would be done first, plus your 2 times 2. And we'll put that in parentheses also. And then when you go to figure that out, you write the 24 plus the 4, and that gives you your 28 units squared. And that's how you do that. So if you or if you're still getting confused by area and perimeter, why don't you just get a piece of paper and draw some of your own designs, draw some swimming pools, and see if you can figure out the area and perimeter. Just be careful not to get too complicated or you will get yourself all messed up. Let me show you your work for tomorrow. Does anybody have a pencil I can borrow for 1 second? Okay, so your work for tomorrow is going to be binder page 155, and if you don't have it, you should have this. It's right in your main part of your binder. This is not number corner, this is just in your binder. I can screenshot it for you if anybody's missing it, but you should have it. So there's a good example here to show you the multiplication division fact families. We have our 5 times 4 equals 20, and you switch them, and we've done these, it's been a while, and then you start for division with the total. So instead of the total being here, now it's going to start here, so you can do your division, and you switch them that way. So you'll do those two. And then for these, this is multiplication, but you have to figure out how many times you count by 2 to get to 12. So you, on your fingers, you could go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And you know that's going to be a 6. Now the 7, some of you have these ones memorized already too, but you can also count by 7s until you get to 35, and you can do that by going like this. 7, and then another count by would be 14. And if you can't figure it out, you can just count up 7 more than 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And you keep doing your count bys, and then 7 more plus 21 would be 28. And then you're going to have 35. So when you get to the 35, that's your count bys. You can stop so you can see how many you have. It took you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times to count by 7 to get to 35. That's how you figure the rest of these out. If you get stuck on these, it's okay. We're going to go over them together on our video for Tuesday. And these ones on the bottom, remember, if they're in parentheses, you do them first. So this is, and then you can just work from left to right. So then you can do 16 plus 20, and then subtract 8 from that, and that'll give you your answer. Now, again, before I sign off for this video, your math work should be taking you a half hour, okay? And so if you are struggling, some of you, these come super fast for you, and you just can whiz through them. Some of you, this is more of a struggle because you're still learning this, and that's totally fine. Plus, we haven't been doing this for well together in the classroom. So if you are struggling past 30 minutes, it's fine. You can stop. You can just tell me, I tried, thank you. I tried, this is as far as I got, and you're not going to be punished at all. There's not going to be any consequence. I'm not going to turn your name in to the principal, and just, I want you to work diligently for half an hour. And if you are done and you're stuck and you've had enough fun after half an hour, quit. Now, if you're still happy and you want to keep working, by all means, go ahead. But you are more than welcome to stop working after half an hour. And if you're having a lot of trouble, let me know. Okay, I will give you some more information later about our Google Meet on Wednesday. And I hope you're all doing well and had a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon.